Oh wow, I actually wrote a video essay. Hi, my name is Aaron Haressens. I'm a drag artist, animator, singer, and I tend to talk a lot about my ideas. Since everyone's tired of listening to me talk, I guess I'm just gonna talk online where people can't tell me to shut up. We can all agree that Velma was a bad show, right? It's really awkward and it's a masterclass on bad adaptations. I believe that the new Superman show is really the polar opposite of this. It's a great modernization and elaboration of the source material. It's extremely emotionally genuine, and it came out at like the perfect time, you know? I may be jumping the gun a bit when it comes to this piece of media, however, I feel like it's warranted. With how strong the first couple of episodes are, and at the time of writing and recording this, it is like a day or two after the first episodes came out, and I may be completely wrong about the direction of the show. If there are any later episodes or seasons, if there are even any later seasons, there's been a lot of production shit going around in the background, and it's really even a miracle that this came out at all. I'd like to start off with a simple question. What defines Superman? I feel like there are much more in-depth videos on this subject, and I personally suggest the Overly Sarcastic Productions detailed diatribe on it. They're really good at talking about the nuances, and I personally agree with them, and I believe that Superman is defined by his hope, his optimism, and his undying belief in doing the right thing, and he's such a good guy. I mean, look at him, he's such a good guy. Look how much of a good guy he is. Look at this good guy, look at this dude. Superman is really just a morally upright person with the ability to help. In some of his early comics, he's just kind of serving his community and being like an overall pleasant person, you know? And then sometimes in like the early comics, he's just like being an absolute menace to society for no reason. And we're gonna ignore that for now because I just want to go to bed and shut up, it's my video, not yours. The earliest iteration of Superman was written by two Jewish artists in the wake of World War II. He's quite literally a Moses archetype that stands up for people in the wake of oppression. He's like the base model of all superheroes, and it's perfectly defined by the actions of this new Clark Kent. This show is pretty much a square one of the Superman story. This beefcake doesn't even call himself Superman at the beginning of the show. Literally in episode 1, he helps a cat out of a tree, he helps an old lady, he helps some kids, and then Lois even makes the point to be like,
wow, Clark would help me out in a pinch because he's a nice person.
Like, he's genuinely just so pleasant. Like, this Clark isn't a snarky, quippy MCU drone. Sorry. I know MCU hot takes are old, but Jesus Christ, I'm so tired of MCU quip. Like, oh gosh, he's right behind me, isn't he? Shut up. Unrelated. Tangent aside, this Clark Kent is literally just a nice person. He isn't like a pathetic crybaby incel that's like, why won't Lois date me? He's a normal guy. He gets annoyed and flustered from time to time, but he'll always do the right thing. Not because it's like, oh, this big responsibility or anything like that. It's not like it's a big burden to be Superman. He's just looking out for the good of others, and he's just being a nice person. He's not the most paragon truth, justice, and the American way just yet, but he's like a nice guy, and he's very much the mom of his friend dynamic, you know? The ending scene of episode 1 is Lois and Jimmy getting really hyped while Clark is like, guys, we almost lost our job today, and you want to do that again? He's literally just so likable, and I believe that's just because of his genuine kindness, you know? Let's compare that to Velma. Wow. I don't want to bash Mindy or any of the team. The fact that a woman of color even got an opportunity is a step in the right direction. No matter how inherently ick it is, people of color should be allowed to flop just as hard as white people. However, she flopped. She flopped. This show was a flop. This show was a flop. Everything about it was a flop. Out here in Floptropica, seeing how cynical and literally how terrible everyone in this show is, it's interesting. It's interesting. It was a choice. We all make choices, not always the right ones, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. We saw the same show. No, because genuinely, why would I care about the stakes in the stories if the characters don't care about the stakes? Cynicism breeds cynicism, and we live in a world of political and social apathy. It's almost painful how nihilistic and uncaring it can feel. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I want you to genuinely know that emotional honesty and human connection, it's always going to be better than trying to play a persona and pretending that you don't care. While Velma is sarcastic and detached, Clark automatically wants to care and be empathetic. We care about Clark's issues because Clark cares about his issues. We care about Miles Morales and his dad because Miles cares about his relationship with his dad, and we want to see that get fixed. The Spider-Verse franchise will be its own can of worms. Let's just focus on finishing the Superman video first, okay? Jeez. Stop it, calm down. Calm down, I see you foaming at the mouth for Spider-Man, chill out. Literally, calm down, it's 3 a.m. Like, no, actually, at the time of recording this, it is like 3:57, so I should probably go to bed soon, which is probably why you're hearing like my voice slowly get more and more monotone and sleepy, but whatever. I feel like Superman is the perfect example of the younger generation's fatigue of the millennial snark. I believe that the modernization and recontextualization is the best way to connect to the overall Superman world, you know? I hate referring to people by like their generations, by being like Gen Z and stuff, because we all have our own individual experiences, opinions, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. For brevity's sake, we're gonna use like the overall general trends. And to be honest, Gen Z's been really working out some shit. Like, it's been really rough out there for us, and to be honest, the older generations aren't helping. Like, why are you ordering for the table if you're about to leave? Like, seriously. I feel like we're only like begging for like basic things like livable wages, and they're like, oh my gosh, they're so entitled. But like, I'm preaching to the choir, you guys already know this. Let's go back to the Superman video essay. Superman resonates with people because he gives hope for the way the world could be. I know it's cheesy, but it's true. A post-pandemic world is currently so shitty, and right now I'm going gray from all the fucking stress, and to be honest, Superman gives me hope. It gives a lot of people hope. It's giving the hope that someday if we keep fighting for what's right, speaking for the voiceless and standing up against injustices, we'll see a better world for tomorrow. Maybe Clark and Lois will get together, and maybe the bad guys will get defeated and learn the errors of their way, but I'm so tired of fighting. I've been fighting since I was a kid for my basic right to exist. And honestly, Superman reminds us that as long as we keep getting up, we're making progress to have a better tomorrow. Even if I have to lay down for a little bit, as long as I keep getting back up, I'll be my own Superman. I don't hate Velma. I dropped it really quickly because I'm picky about my Scooby-Doo. If it was resonant to you, I want you to enjoy what was resonant to you. I'm not going to bash you or try to take that away from you. But right now, I feel like we need more optimism, and the Superman show gives me that hope and optimism, because I need the optimism. Bitch, look at me, I'm so sad. I'm really excited to see where Superman goes, and I really am invested in this show now, and I can't wait to see episode 2. We should check it out sometime. If you've gotten this far, then aha! I tricked you into listening to my opinions on empathy with a vague Superman coat of paint. So thanks for listening to my rant. Maybe I'll do more of my hyperfixation kind of stuff if I have the time and I'm feeling motivated, but yeah, I didn't even go into like the fun She-Ra webtoon-esque Kipo art direction, or like the chef's kiss dynamic that is this interpretation of Jimmy, Lois, and Clark. It's actually so fun and cute. And yeah, this is just like one of the facets that I wanted to talk about because I don't see this kind of thing being covered very often, so yeah.